Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, but you can call me Grizzer. And this is where we get you caught up on some of the latest news and tidbits that are tied to our favorite team in the NFL, the Cleveland Browns. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, who has subscribed to the channel, and everyone who has gotten their comments down there in the viewer comment section. This will be a viewer comment section heavy show. Why? Because it's a Victory Monday. They don't come around very often here in Cleveland. But we have one, and it's the sweetest Victory Monday of the season because we are coming off the big win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now, it is a Victory Monday, so we'll pinpoint the top three things to celebrate from this win over Pittsburgh. Joe Patonio said something that I was thinking, but I don't think all Browns fans were feeling either before and or after the game. We'll check the storylines heading into the final game of the year against the Bengals, and in the viewer comments where Tony Romo messed up. Tony Romo messed up? Ooh, can't wait to find out how Tony Romo messed up. But first of all, this is a Victory Monday, and we are celebrating for several reasons. And reason number one is the continued growth of Shedeur Sanders. I mean, he passes the eye test for me every single week. And without a doubt, the Browns do not have to get hung up on drafting a quarterback in the 2026 draft. I mean, what Shedeur has done in these 6 games with absolutely no preparation is so commendable. And yes, there are rookie mistakes along the way, but there are veteran moves. To me, the veteran moves balance out the rookie mistakes. I mean, that's why I give him like a B-, B+, every week, because there are a few, but man, oh man, there are so many veteran-like moves that he's already making, and the decision-making that he improves every single week. The interceptions, it's just, they're not all his fault, so nah, man, the way he's using his legs, he's outplayed Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers in consecutive weeks. Outplayed the number 1 draft pick from this year as well. I mean, so he just keeps adding to that resume, man. And so if you cannot celebrate that as a Browns fan, then I don't know. Why would you even consider taking a rookie unknown and bringing him in? It just makes no sense whatsoever when you've got now Shedeur with all of this experience that he's gaining this year, and then you go into next year, and then he's going to have a full off season, and then he'll have everything that Dylan Gabriel was given, maybe even more. He'll be QB1, so he will get all of the reps. I mean, and he's doing this with a makeshift offensive line, 1 running back, barely. We got Rocket Sanders back there trying to help out Dylan Sampson. No receivers. Jerry Jeudy, he made him look good yesterday. So there is just so much that Shedeur has done over these last 6 weeks to me that proves he is our franchise quarterback going forward. And there should be no talk of drafting a quarterback in April. Also, what do we celebrate? The defense. The defense. I told you the defense was going to bounce back. You knew it was going to happen, and the defense just continues to shine. It's been great all season. Had a few games there where we broke down in the running game, and and yes, they gave up 130 yards, yes, but it doesn't matter, man. They came up big when they needed to. They kept getting off the field when we needed to. Just the plays we're making. Alex Wright, great game. Tyson Campbell, the steal, the trade steal of 2026, the in-season trade steal of the year. Tyson Campbell, Delpit had a great game. Schlesinger running around on one leg, although I thought he should have been out of there on that last series of the first half. I thought he was hurting us more than helping us. But he came back and played well in the second half, even with one leg. Alex Wright, all these guys just keep stepping up. And of course, Myles Garrett, they were so worried about Myles Garrett. Pittsburgh will say they weren't, but they were. And Myles even said it. He goes, they were so worried about me. And they were. And so, it's just great to see. And Jim Schwartz and what he's done, if he's not the defensive coordinator of the year, there's a big problemo. And if he should be elevated to our head coach come Black Monday, a week from today. Hopefully, it's the day it's right after the game that they fire Kevin Stefanski, but we shall see. And then also, the other thing we're celebrating is the rookies just continue to play like vets. Harold Fannin making the touchdown catch before he had to leave. Just mentioned Schwessinger. Sampson again with another solid game. Mason Graham, another solid game. I mean, these rookies, man, you cannot say enough about them. Of course, Shador as well. There is such a foundation here to build on now. With what that's the one bright spot is, not only do we find our quarterback, but we've got these rookies to build on as well. And listen to it, like this is, you got to remember, this is a game Pittsburgh had to win. Like, it's not like they took us lightly. But listen to this. CBS Research says that in the Mike Tomlin era, the Steelers are now 0-4-1 in their past 5 games against teams that are at least 8 games under 500. And then Pittsburgh's getting clowned for this loss because, not only did they had a chance to clinch, the division and everything, but they were beaten by a rookie. They were beaten by a rookie quarterback. So, sure looks so good in the second half. And I still say in the first half, and the play calling in the second half, just no adjustments, man. We never adjust to what the defense always adjusts to what we're doing, but we don't adjust to what the defense is doing. And, it's so conservative every single time. I think we held Shador back a little bit in the second half. And, losing Fannin, that hurt, but it shouldn't cripple the entire offense like it looked like it did. So, again, I put that on the coaches, man. Do we not have a backup plan for any of that? He was hurt going in. But this was a game they had to win. And so learning how to win a close, tough rivalry game, you can't put a price on that. And so that is what we have to celebrate on this Victory Monday. Now, looking ahead to 2026, no, not yet. And this is what I talked about before the game and even in the post game. There were so many Browns fans that kept saying, I want to lose because we need a better draft pick. We want the third or the second pick, so then we can trade it and get more. And I'm like, if you're saying you would rather lose to Pittsburgh than beat Pittsburgh as a Browns fan, you're not a Browns fan. And that was my honest opinion. Like, you should have to want to beat, number one, beat Pittsburgh, number 1A, beat Baltimore, and then number 2, beat Cincinnati. Those are your first. Beat them twice every single year. Those 6 games every year. You got to win all 6 of those games every single year. If you're saying anything other than that, I might be taking your Browns fan card back. But Joe Bitonio after the game. Now, this is the longest quote I've ever put on a graphic, but bear with me because this is exactly what I've been telling you. I always bring up my source from the Colts. Players don't tank. I'm telling you, this whole talk of tanking is not a thing. Tanking is not a thing. Now, coaches may try to make decisions and things like that. We've seen it with Stefanski punting from the 29 and everything else. Like maybe something comes from upstairs and they're told to try it, but the players do not tank. And take a look at what Bitonio said after the game. He's like, wins over draft picks. I'll tell you what, I do not blame the fans for thinking about the future, but as players in the locker room, every time you go on the field, it's a resume. This is a real sport. This is the NFL. You have to put your best foot forward when you go out there. You have to compete. For this team, there are a lot of young guys. You look at Carson, Shador, Dylan Sampson, Harold Fannin Jr. with that touchdown catch. These guys are trying to build a culture for the future, and they go out there and be like, we're going to lose our last couple of games for a better draft pick. It would never cross a player's mind. Maybe the fans want to have some fan fiction. Maybe upstairs is hoping or something like that. But I know the players and coaches fight for every win, and every time you go on the field, it's a resume builder. And that's what I'm talking about. You, as a fan, should want wins over draft picks, because look at our success with draft picks. Draft picks don't guarantee you anything. But to beat Pittsburgh at home, and now next week, if you can beat Cincinnati, especially if it turns into a shootout and Shedeur outplays Joe Burrow, he's already outplayed Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and Cam Ward. I mean, to have that going into next year, you talk about hope. I mean, that's what we're talking about here, folks. We're talking about taking this momentum into, and not having to worry about taking a quarterback, which we don't need to take a quarterback but that's what this is about. That foundation has been laid, and now it's time to just build on it and move forward. Storylines heading into this game. Will this be Kevin Stefanski's last game as head coach of the Cleveland Browns? I think it will be. Will this be Joe Bitonio's last game in Cleveland? Or has he seen enough of Shedeur to understand that this offense is going to be way better when you replace guys like Cam Robinson, or should I say Can't Robinson, because he can't block, can't get through a play without a penalty. Oh, my God, just brutal. And knowing that Tev Jenkins could be coming back. Levinson's a mess. He's not coming back. You get DeJuan Jones back. Like, this offensive line is going to be completely rebuilt. He'll get some help. Will he come back next year? It remains to be seen. The other storyline is, can Shedeur outplay another one of the top quarterbacks in the league, Joe Burrow? And then, of course, Myles Garrett trying to get the sack record. But now, for me, I'm like, man, I don't want him to get it in 17 games. He's going to get it because Cincinnati's offensive line is putrid. He's probably going to get a few. So that would be, I guess, the only saving grace if he could push the record up to 26 or 27 or something. That would be sweet. If you can have another one of those multiple sack games, that would be fun to see. But I really wanted him to get it in 16 games because that's what the old record was set in, 16 games. But there you go, man. Those are some of the storylines heading into this game against Cincinnati. Now, what's always a storyline are the viewer comments, and we will start today with Marie Lima, 7973. Two teams that needed a quarterback and passed on 12 got their butt handed to them by the same guy and outplayed their quarterbacks. Poetic justice, perfect timing, wrist up. Yeah, I mean, we just mentioned it. Shedeur has been great, outplaying Josh Allen, outplaying Aaron Rodgers, but then she's also referring to Cam Ward. The Titans had a chance. They didn't take him. They passed on him. Now he's our franchise quarterback. J.R. Solomon -R2P says, Shedeur Sanders played serviceable against two playoff teams with great quarterbacks. On a fifth round contract, Sanders is serviceable for 2026. JR, I would say he's way more than serviceable. Can you imagine when you get a coach in here who believes in him and wants to build around him and understands how to make second half adjustments and an offense that works? Not this putrid, we've been less than 16 points a game offense that Kevin Stefanski runs out there every freaking week with this BS offensive line and no receivers. I mean, come on, JR. It's more than serviceable, what I've seen. I mean, he's out there playing with guys who probably won't even be in the league next year. And then, and we still, Isaiah Bond. Why do we never use Isaiah Bond? We went through all this trouble to get him, and we never use him. I just don't understand this offense, man. It's brutal. It's terrible. Stefanski's in charge of it. Stefanski's got to go. Ventrone's got to go. It's got to change, man. Can't do it. Cannot stick with this. Alan Hudson, 4975. And this is something that, not a lot of people were talking about, but this is what Alan Hudson says. Finger and the rain and the O-line. Yeah, the finger, it was on his throwing hand. I mean, and it's his pinky. I felt like, especially in the first half, some of those throws, the ball was slipping out because it was raining so hard. I mean, it rained a lot in Cleveland yesterday. I will tell you, it was pouring there for much of the day. And so, but all of it, it contributed. He overcame all of it. And man, especially that throw he made to Tillman, my gosh, on that flag route, that was beautiful. Dropped it in the bucket, baby. Like, veteran throw. So I'm telling you, franchise quarterback. Nimrod, 40-65. And he's not a Nimrod. Wide receivers need to be more aggressive trying to catch the ball instead of waiting for it to come. Plus, the draft picks should be 3 offensive linemen, 1 linebacker, and a defensive lineman. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of picks, so we'll be able to make some moves and do some things. But a wide receiver, absolutely. Carnell Tate has to be in there because the offensive line, you're going to be able to go second, third round deep to get some good offensive linemen in here. And so, and then you can add some pieces to the defense. But remember, you talk about linebacker, JOK, there's still a chance JOK can come back. And DeJuan Jones will be back next year as well, so he'll add to the offensive line. So that's it. I mean, there's a lot there, and Martin Emerson going to come back. Like that defense is going to get some help even before the season starts. At Kudib 70-26. The first interception was 68, pushing the defender right into 12. And it wasn't even on the first interception. Yeah, you're completely correct, Kudib. No question. But even like the completions Shedeur was making in the first half, he had Cam Robinson in his lap. It was insane. Cam Robinson is the worst left tackle in the league. He really is, man. It is brutal. And Levinson is a close second. It's bad. It is bad. This is what we teased at the top. Mo, 4E. Laugh out loud. Romo messed up and said number 68, Cam Robinson, was doing good for the Browns. Romo doesn't watch Browns games. 100% correct. Every Browns fan watching the game when Romo said that all yelled out the same thing. Like, are you insane, Romo? Like, yeah, he did a pretty good job calling the game. I thought he was good with Shedeur, pointing out some of the things, and he made sure to clarify that these are things that rookies have to learn while they're out there. They learn it on the job. Well, you look right one way, look the other way, like those little things he talk about. But he was also really good at it. Like, that's just great quarterback play. That's a veteran throw. That's this, that. He had, I thought he was very fair with Shedeur, but man, he whiffed on the whole Cam Robinson thing. Holy cow. Because Cam Robinson has been brutally off. Like, can you be brutally brutal? Because if you can, Cam Robinson is at left tackle. He is just brutal. And that's why now his new name is Can't Robinson. Can't block and can't get to a play without a penalty. So Can't Robinson, no, you're right. He has not seen any Browns games if he's going to sit there and try to tell you Can't Robinson is good. At DJ Winchell says, totally agree Schwartz should be our head coach. Well, I mean, he's an option. And some of these other guys are already getting interest from other teams. Like Flores, Dallas is already asking about Flores, according to Pro Football Talk and some other places. I mean, these guys are not going to stay on the market very long. Yeah, Antonio Pierce. And Schwartz is going to be on that list, man. I'm telling you, man. He's going to be a hot commodity, and we've got him in our building already. So I suggest fire Stefanski immediately after the Cincinnati game and promote Jim Schwartz. Let's go. If you have to do it that way, do it that way. But these guys aren't going to be out there that long. They're gonna get eaten up quickly. At Duke Griffin 88. The prediction pen was wrong. Yes, it was, but I was right. Remember, I told you we were beating Pittsburgh. I said it all week, and then I said 24-10. Ended up 13-6. I didn't know it was going to rain so hard. That might have affected my point total. But yeah, no, I knew the whole week we were going to beat with Shedeur at quarterback. I knew we were winning. There was no doubt in my mind. And we will end today with Fading Arrow, who simply says, and he's absolutely right, great day for the Browns. And it is. We deserve this more than any team in the league after what we have suffered through this season with the bad coaching, the horrible decisions, the way the quarterback situation was handled, and the horrible wide receiver play we've had, all of it. Yes, we've had some bright spots, but man, oh man, this season, we should be in the hunt for the playoffs, or we should be in the playoffs. I bet them for over 7 wins. I really felt it, but I never thought the coaching would be this bad. So hopefully, come Sunday, all of this ends, and the Stefanski era ends, and Ventrone's out of here, and all of it, and we can start rebuilding with coaches that know what they are doing. All right, that's going to do it. Victory Monday. I wish the ball worked. The ball doesn't work. Remember, played that song. I love that song. Be perfect for a Victory Monday, but hey, that's all right. Victory Monday, and then we're going to have one more because we're going to beat Cincinnati because they're terrible. They have no defense, and we have a great defense, and Myles Garrett's going to sack Joe Burrow like 5 times. So that'll be good if he could get the record to like 28 and 17 games. Now that's something. So that we could take solace in that. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for joining us. Victory Monday. I just got to say it one more couple. Victory Monday. Victory Monday. Thank you for joining us on this Victory Monday. Victory Monday. All right, go Browns. We'll see you next time.